Have they got me muted?
Nope.
I'm sorry, what are we voting on?
Vote yes.
Brownlee, what are we voting on now?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
My name's Scooter, you're watching Regular Veteran, and today I'm just gonna lo-fi troll these representatives that are in charge of the largest hospital system in America that takes care of all the veterans.
This whole meeting took about 4 hours, and it could have been done in like 40 minutes, but
Members participating remotely must continue to remain visible on camera for the duration of their participation. I would now like to take the opportunity to introduce the Democratic members of the committee. Returning Congresswoman Brownlee will continue her work to advance the unique needs of women and underserved veterans as chair of the Subcommittee on Health. Congressman Connor Lamb is a Marine veteran and will continue to bring his prosecutor sensibility to the work of the committee. Congressman Levin has many legislative successes in the last Congress, and he returns to chair the Subcommittee on Economic Opportunity. Congressman Pappas will return as chair of the Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations, where he's previously worked to create a more efficient and transparent system for VA debt collection. Congresswoman Luria, a Navy veteran, will again chair the Subcommittee on Disability Assistance and Memorial Affairs and will lead much of the work that addresses toxic exposure. Congressman Frank Moran, a new member of this Congress, will chair the Subcommittee on Technology Modernization and will bring his management...
The whole thing took about 4 hours. I actually double timed this video, but it still takes 2 minutes to get through just Chairman Takano's introductions. He only introduces the Democrats and Boast never actually introduces the Republicans, so you don't get the Republican side. Sorry.
VA covers the cost of transportation. He worked to ensure VA covers the cost of transportation for newborn babies in the committee's end-of-year package. As for our new members of the committee, Congressman David Trone is the son of a World War II Army veteran, and he and his wife Julie started a small business that they then grew into a nationwide company with more than 200 stores in 24 states and 7,000 employees. Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin brings years of experience as a national security professional to our committee, having worked both the CIA and the Department of Defense. Congressman Anthony Brown is an Army veteran and former Lieutenant Governor of Maryland who worked to make it easier for veterans to find work or return to college after service. Congresswoman Lois Frankel has represented over 47,000 Southern Florida veterans in Congress since 2013 and is the mother of a Marine veteran. Representative Frankel has been a champion for expanding educational opportunities for veterans. Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur previously served over a decade on this committee, a past recipient of the VFW's Americanism Award and the longest-serving woman in the history of the House of Representatives. We welcome her to our committee. Congressman Raul Ruiz returns to our committee after previously serving here in the 114th and 115th Congresses. His work as the chair of the Hispanic Caucus and as an ER doctor and his commitment to assisting veterans exposed to burn pits will be a tremendous asset to our committee. Congressman Ruben Gallego is a Marine combat veteran and has dedicated his career to expanding veterans' access to healthcare and educational opportunities. I look forward to working closely with you all and to all veterans, and I say thank you for your service.
My amendment would strike the 3 days notice period to make it 7 calendar day notice period. Last Congress, the committee reported out an investigative report for the first time in recent history. That report was nearly 50 pages long. Committee members were given over 10 days to review the report. And I appreciate that.
My amendment would provide all members 7 days to review the report before asking to vote on it.
Last Congress, this committee was very productive, passing over 70 bipartisan bills through the House that benefited veterans, with 22 of those bills becoming law. Are there any other amendments?
Yeah, Mr.
Ms. Brown, Ms. Brown, do you
Am I recognized?
You are, Ms. Brownlee, you are recognized. The technology is a bit sketchy here. Go ahead. Piece of legislation will move through markup and subcommittee. Ranking Member Boss, you're recognized. I believe you are muted.
Yes. It doesn't turn off, or the mute didn't come on that fast. Okay, I'm ready to move forward with it. When you're ready for amendments, we do want to offer some amendments.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the list of subcommittee chairs as set forth in the resolution be approved.
All those in favor of adopting the list of subcommittee chairs as set forth in the resolution, Representative Nels will serve as the ranking member of the subcommittee as written. All those in favor of adopting the resolution designating the Republican vice ranking members and Republican subcommittee ranking members as written, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say no. I now recognize Ranking Member Rotawagen for the
Before we,
resolution.
Mr. Chairman, before we move there, could I have an opening statement before we move for her?
Mr. Ranking Member Boss, you are recognized for an opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I muted boss. Don't even tell him.
Ranking Member Boss, is your I understand you want to make a statement.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. You're recognized.
Yep. I think someone else is handling my mute button. That's the issue.
And this concludes the business portion of today's meeting. We will proceed next to the market portion of today's proceedings. The business meeting is now adjourned. But stay tuned. We're going to move right into the business, the markup.
Mr. Chairman, are you ready to begin?
Madam Clerk, I am ready to begin.
Please provide a 5-second count.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I previously went over the requirements for remote participation in our committee's proceedings, but I do want to reiterate that members must remain on camera during the meeting. If members are not visible, they will not count toward a quorum or be considered present in the meeting.
Does any member have a question about the conduct of this hearing with members participating remotely? Any questions? Thank you. I'll now recognize myself for an opening statement. And I want to thank everyone for being here.
I urge my colleagues to support the amendment in the nature of a substitute so that this committee may play a part in delivering much needed relief to our veterans and the systems they depend on. Do any members seek recognition to offer amendments to the amendment in the nature of a substitute?
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment to the amendment of nature of the substitute at the desk. The Boss Amendment number 1.
Mr. Boss, you are recognized.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment to the amendment.
Excuse me, I should have, Madam Clerk, you will designate the amendment, report the amendment.
Amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute to the committee point offered by Mr. Boss.
Without objection, further reading of the amendment will be dispensed with. Ranking Member Boss is recognized for 5 minutes in support of his amendment.
Based on what little we know about it, it appears that most of the money is meant for anticipated needs in fiscal year 2022 and even 2023.
It is irresponsible at best to provide additional funding of this magnitude to VA with so little justification to support it and more than $10 billion still left over from last year's COVID relief effort. And I might add, last year's effort was fully bipartisan, unlike this one. But if we're going to provide $17 billion in additional funding to this department, we better make sure the money prioritizes veterans' mental health.
My amendment would do that. I would hope that every member, single member of our committee would support it because I know it will do the job. Thank you, and I yield back.
Thank you, General Bergman. Does any member wish to be recognized on to discuss the amendment offered by General Bergman?
Sure.
I see. Mr. Ranking Member Boss, you are seeking recognition?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm proud to join him in supporting the amendment, and I want to urge every member on the committee to do the same. And I yield back.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, Ms. Capter.
Ms. Capter, you are recognized for 5 minutes.
And I yield back.
Mr. Chairman,
Gentlemen, Mr. Rosendale, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman Takano and Ranking Member Boss for leading this markup today.
I simply wanted to point out that during our many hearings on veterans' mental health and suicide in the last Congress, where we did have some pretty good bipartisan work, a point very often made was about the connection between financial instability, unemployment, and mental health among veterans, and that attacking financial instability and unemployment can itself be a powerful remedy for mental health issues.
All those in favor of the Bergman Amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no.
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 No. Reluctantly, no.
In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it, and the amendment is not agreed to.
Mr. Chairman,
Objection.
Mr. Chairman, I request a recorded vote for the yeas and nays.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say no.
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 In the opinion of the chairs, the noes have it. The amendment is not agreed to.
Mr. Nels, you are recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk, sir.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute offered by
Without
Mr.
objection,
Jones, text.
the further reading of the amendment will be dispensed with.
As a retired Army major who deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, I have seen firsthand the cost of war.
With the passage of this amendment and the $500,000, which you're right, is peanuts. It's peanuts when you look at the overall total package.
Oh my gosh, he just said penis twice when talking about this package. Calm it down, cowboy.
We will move to a vote. All those in favor of Boston Amendment number 2, say aye.
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 All those opposed, say no.
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 The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute offered
Without
by
objection,
Mr.
the reading of the amendment will be dispensed with. Mr. Mann, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no.
No.
In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it.
Mr. Chairman, I request a roll call vote.
A recorded vote is requested. Is there a sufficient second?
Yes, second.
There's a second. There is a sufficient second. A roll call vote is ordered pursuant to Committee Rule 4. Proceedings on the amendment shall be postponed. Dr. Miller Meeks, you are recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I
thank
request
you,
the
Mr.
balance
Bennett.
of my time.
May I ask the clerk what time remains of Ms. Miller Meeks?
Mr. Chairman, the timer is restarted to 5 minutes.
Okay, so we don't know. I will allow.
I will be brief.
Ms. Miller Meeks up to 5 minutes, and she seems like she will use.
So that's why I oppose the amendment and I yield back. All right. Thank you, Mr. Pappas. Gentleman yields back. Are there any other members who wish to speak to the amendment?
Mr. Chairman, Greg Murphy, I'd like to speak in support of the amendment.
Seeing none. Seeing none. I will now call for a vote on the amendment offered by Dr. Miller Meeks.
Aye.
Those opposed say no.
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 The noes have
I
it.
ask for a record vote. Mr. Chairman, this is Representative Miller Meeks.
A recorded vote is requested. There is a sufficient second.
This is the type of investment we should be making. I ask that all members support my amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute.
And with that, I yield back.
Maddie, you're about to get slammed by Chris Pappas, but that's okay. That's okay. You still look good doing
Mr.
it.
Chairman, can I be recognized? It's Chris Pappas.
Mr. Pappas, thank you. You are recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to speak in opposition to the amendment. I think increasing resources for oversight is always a laudable goal, but this amendment, I believe, is unrealistic. I'm a strong supporter of VA's Office of Inspector General. Their work is so crucial. We see it each and every day on our committee.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no.
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 Mr. Chairman, I request a recorded vote.
Second.
A recorded vote is requested. There is a sufficient second.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the effort to work bipartisan on these issues. And my amendment is really designed to fix an inequity that's been provided through the GI Bill benefits over the years to members of our Guard and Reserve. And while I'm new to this committee as a veteran of the Alabama National Guard, I'm not new to the inequity of the benefits sometimes that are provided to these service members compared to those that are on active duty. Under the current law, members of the National Guard who serve under certain federal mandated and funded orders are only able to receive eligibility for 9/11 GI benefits if their service is a response to a national emergency declared by the President.
All those in favor of the Moore Amendment, please say aye.
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 All those opposed say no.
No.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask for a recorded vote as well, please, sir.
Second.
A recorded vote has been requested, and there is a sufficient second.
All those in favor of Bost Amendment number 4, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no.
No.
Are there any other amendments or members seeking recognition? Hearing none, we will now move to the unfinished business of the recorded votes, which were postponed. The recorded votes were ordered on the following amendments. Bost Amendment number 1, Bergman's amendment, Mr. Banks's amendment, Mr. Nell's amendment, Ms. Radewagen's amendment, the Bost Amendment number 2, Mr. Mann's amendment, the Ranking Member Boss's amendment number 3, Dr. Miller Meeks's amendment number 1, Dr. Miller Meeks's amendment number 2, Mr. Cawthorn's amendment, Dr. Moore's amendment, and Ranking Member Boss amendment number 4. The clerk shall call the roll.
Representative Brownlee.
Brownlee votes no.
Representative Brownlee votes no. Representative Lamb.
Lamb votes no.
Representative Lamb votes no. Representative Levin.
Levin votes no.
Representative Levin votes no. Representative Pappas.
Pappas votes no.
Representative Pappas votes no. Representative Luria.
Luria votes no.
Representative Luria votes no. Representative Mervan.
Mervan votes no.
Representative Mervan votes no. Representative Sublime.
Sublime votes no.
Representative Sublime votes no. Representative Underwood.
Underwood votes no.
Representative Underwood votes no. Representative
No.
$17 billion.
Representative Allred. Representative Frankel.
Frankel votes no.
Representative Frankel votes no. Representative Brown. Representative Brown. Representative Slotkin.
Representative Brown votes no.
Representative Brown votes no. Representative Slotkin.
Slotkin votes no.
Representative Slotkin votes no. Representative Trone. Representative Trone. Representative Capter. Representative Capter.
Capter votes no.
Representative Capter votes no. Representative Ruiz.
Ruiz votes no.
Representative Ruiz votes no. Representative Gallego.
Gallego votes no.
Representative Gallego votes no. Ranking Member Boss.
Aye.
Representative Boss votes aye. Representative Radewagen.
Radewagen votes yes.
Representative Radewagen votes yes. Representative Bergman.
Aye.
Representative Bergman votes aye. Representative Banks.
Banks votes yes.
Representative Banks votes yes. Representative Roy. Representative Roy. Representative Murphy.
Representative Murphy votes yes.
Representative Murphy votes yes. Representative Mann.
Representative Mann votes yes.
Representative Mann votes yes. Representative Moore.
Representative Moore votes yes.
Representative Moore votes yes. Representative Mace. Representative Mace.
I did vote no. Yeah.
Representative Cawthorn.
Representative Cawthorn votes yes.
Representative Cawthorn votes yes. Representative Nell.
Votes aye.
Representative Nels votes aye. Representative Rosendale.
Rosendale votes yes.
Representative Rosendale votes yes. Representative Miller Meek.
Miller Meeks votes aye.
Representative
Yes,
Miller
and Representative Brownlee has her mic on.
votes yes. Representative Allred. Representative Trone.
Trone votes no.
Representative Trone votes no. Representative Roy. Representative Mace. And Mr. Chairman.
Chairman Takano votes no.
Chairman Takano votes no. Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 11 ayes and 16 noes.
Right here, Chairman Takano is going to try and get us all out, just vote on everything else. Right here, one vote, and it's going to go towards the Democrats. We all know it, so why sit here any longer? Oh, because there's no reason that the Republicans just want to make sure that their power is exerted. Got it.
I want to ask the committee if there is any objection to considering the rest of the amendments en bloc, if there's unanimous consent to do so. Is there an objection? Hearing no objection, we will consider Mr. Bost. If there are no objections, we'll move toward considering the rest of the amendments en bloc.
Yes, there is objections. There is objections. I'm sorry, Chairman. Yeah,
there's an objection.
Each one of them. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Representative Cawthorn.
Cawthorn votes aye.
Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 12 ayes and 17 noes. Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 12 ayes and 17 noes.
Gallego votes no.
Mace is yes. Representative Mace votes yes. Representative Cawthorn? Representative Cawthorn?
Representative Godwin votes yes.
Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 13 ayes and 16 noes. Representative Gallego.
Gallego votes no. Cawthorn is an aye.
Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 12 ayes and 17 noes.
Gallego votes no.
Representative Gallego votes no. Representative Cawthorn?
Representative Cawthorn votes aye.
Mr. Chairman, may I record my vote? Brownlee, no.
Parliamentary inquiry, Mr. Chairman.
State your inquiry.
We're noticing that some people are voting and they're not on camera. There's the rule house or our committee rule and house rule requires that to cast a vote you actually have to be on camera. And maybe we should just tell all members so that they know that has to be.
Are you able to turn on your camera for this vote?
I'm trying right now, and give me a second. Can someone send me a link then? I actually have been trying to sign in this whole time.
Mr. Chairman, this vote, there are 12 ayes and 17 noes. Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 12 ayes and 17 noes.
You hear me? Gallego's a no.
We hear you, but do we see you? I do see you. I do see Mr. Gallego.
Thank you.
Representative Gallego votes no.
Could somebody bring water for Ms. Hassan?
Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 12 ayes and 17 no. Representative Cawthorn?
Representative Cawthorn votes aye. Representative Cawthorn votes aye.
Representative Cawthorn votes aye.
Chairman Takano votes no. Members are advised to remain till the very end. We still have to vote on final passage and send it to the floor.
Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 12 ayes and 17 noes.
Aye.
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 Is opposed?
No. No.
No.
No.
I call for a roll call vote.
Is there a sufficient second?
Second.
A roll call vote is ordered on agreeing to the amendment.
Brown votes aye.
Representative Cawthorn is a no.
Chairman Takano?
Chairman Takano votes no.
Chairman Takano?
Chairman Takano votes no.
Sorry, Mr. Takano, I'm having trouble hearing you. Chairman Takano, how are you voted?
Chairman Takano votes no. You can't hear me? Oh, Takano votes yes. Chairman Takano votes yes. I'm sorry. Chairman Takano votes yes.
Chairman Takano, I'm sorry, how are you voted, sir?
Oh my goodness.
Chairman Takano votes yes. I'm sorry.
Chairman Takano votes
Yes. He's the chairman. Give her a raise.
Oh, you already said it. You can't take it back.
Chairman Takano.
I agree, Chairman Takano. You need to give Rashida a raise.
Yeah, she did a lot.
Chairman Takano votes yes. Madam Clerk.
For this vote, there are 17 ayes and 12 noes.
Rashida Hassan is a saint.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say no.
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 Roll call.
I'm sorry, what are we voting on? Vote yes. Brownlee, what are we voting on now?
We are voting to transmit
Yeah, Brownlee votes aye.
Representative Mace.
Mace is a no.
Representative Mace votes no. Representative Cawthorn.
Cawthorn's a strong no.
I refer the question to our general counsel.
Mr. Chair, Sarah, are you on, our general counsel? I can answer it if she's not.
Yes, I'm here, Mr. Chairman. My understanding is that the House will be in pro forma session on Monday, so that would count as a day on which the views could be filed. So tomorrow and Monday, so Monday would be the filing deadline, Mr.
Okay,
Ranking.
thank you for clearing that up.
I thank the clerk for ascertaining and for hearing my vote.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chairman, for this vote, there are 17 ayes and 12 no.
I thank all members for their participation in today's proceedings, and the committee shall adjourn.
I like to think of them as kids all sitting around in a clubhouse, just struggling to decide what the rules are going to be, but they spent billions of dollars in this video. Just think about that. It's wild to me. My name's Scooter, you're watching Regular Veteran. I'll see you on the internet. Thanks for watching. For real, this was a fun one to make. It was hilarious.